Hi everyone, it's Gillian here from Rustic Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's doing well today. I have come on to do a flip through of this knitting themed journal that I have been working on. Finally got it finished. So yeah, it was made with a book cover that I have decorated with scrapbook paper on front and back, and laced down the spine here with a little, I don't know what this would be called, a little decorative item, shall we say. And we've got just an image from a digital on here, and I've gone round the edge with gilding polish, and then we've got the book plate down here and some netting underneath here and music sheet here. The closure is just a chiffon ribbon, and that was put underneath the scrapbook paper. Oops, knocking the camera. And then the inside cover I've done with some scrapbook paper as well, and then fabric down the spine here with some pretty stitching down the edge. And then we've got this pocket here with a faux library card inside there, and then we've got this label here, this book belongs to. And then this here is an old vintage knitting pattern. And then we've clipped it on to another vintage, well, it was a vintage stitch by stitch thing. I've used quite a few things out of it before, and this was just to do with knitting. So I think it might be, yeah, it's information on how to wash and dry home knitted items. That's what it is. And I've just backed it onto some paper there and stitched around the edging, so that can be like a big kind of journal card. And then that's just the inside of the knitting pattern there. And then I just made this little thing to stick on the clip there with some wool. And this here is some more digitals that I had in my stash. And then I've coffee dyed, no, I didn't coffee dye the back actually. This was just printed double-sided, I think. It's been a while since I got this digital set, so I can't remember, but yeah, it's definitely not coffee dyed. And then this here, where was that from? I think that was from some other kit that I had with clip art images of knitting. Yeah. And then I've just popped that into the pocket for journaling. It was in my stash and needed using up, so I just popped it in there. And then we've got some more printed paper. I love this image of this wee girl. She's so cute. So there's plenty of journaling space in this journal. More digital images there. And again, I haven't overly decorated this with ephemera. And this was another of those clip art images that I've glued down onto there. This here is my coffee dyed paper though, yeah. And again, some more images from the digitals. This is a pretty one, I like this. All the different yarn there. And then that's the middle of the first signature. There is 2 signatures in this one. And then this pocket, this was actually from the cover of an old vintage book that I had. So I just cut out this bit and made it into a pocket. And this here was out of the stitch by stitch thing that I was talking about. Technique tip on knitting into the stitch below. So yeah, I thought that would be good to put in here. And then I've just put this stitching around the edge here, hand stitching. There's a word for that when you do it by hand, but I can't remember what it is. Slow stitching it might be. And there's more pretty images from that digital set. And this again, that was from the stitch by stitch thing. I just made a side pocket of that. And I think this was out of a magazine, this image, an embroidery magazine maybe. And I've backed that onto coffee dyed paper there. Some really nice images on that digital set. I wish I could remember the Etsy shop I got it from. And that's one of the clip art things again that I've glued onto there, just to embellish it with. It's really pretty. And then here we've got, this was the label that was round some tapestry wool that I had, vintage. So I just thought that would be a nice tab that, to stick it on there with. And then I've just glued this paper down onto here and popped some embroidered lace along the edge there for journaling space. And then we've got the back of the knitting pattern. And then the second signature, we've got another vintage knitting pattern. And then I've popped some coffee dyed paper and some torn out image there, just for decoration and journaling space here. Have I missed a page? Yeah. And this was just some more digitals that I found that I thought would go well with this journal. Here we've got some washing instructions for woolen items out of that Stitch by Stitch vintage subscription set. And then again I've done some wool around the, well, I poked holes and then just stitched the wool through like that. And then we've got a lace pocket here. And then one of these pockets that I made myself. And then a little notebook that I made. Oh yeah, this was in the Stitch by Stitch thing as well. Hyacinth Stitch it was called. And then there was all the step by step on how to do it. So I've just cut out all the steps and glued them individually onto each page and then left another page at the other side for journaling on. And then we've got a little pocket at the back here. And I think this, yeah, this was part of the instructions for that hyacinth stitch as well. So I just cut that out, backed it onto, I think that was a fly sheet from a book, yeah. And popped that in there. There we go. Look at this little girl knitting, how cute. This reminded me of me when my grandma used to teach me how to knit when I was little. Yeah, cute. More journaling space. And then here we've got a glassine bag that I've decorated here. And then here's another one of these technique tip things, button loops. Backed onto some cardstock. And then these are, no, they're not individual squares, no. This was like an image that was on one of the pages in the Stitch by Stitch thing, and I just cut it all out and stuck it on there. And this is some handmade paper here, not by me, but yeah. And then we've got some vintage book page here. More of this Care for Knitted Garments, and I've made this into a pocket. And then we've got this as a journal card. That was the other side of this. but I just liked the image, so I just kept it on, didn't cover it up. Popped some lace down there. Then we've got some vintage ledger paper stuck on the back for journaling on. And this here and this here, this was the edge of a vintage doily. I just cut it out and made this one into a pocket, well, a tuck spot really. And these were little French knitting things, I don't know what you call them. And then this here was the technique tip for French knitting. Oops. And then I've just backed that onto some coffee dyed paper. They're backed as well, but I don't suppose there's much room to journal on them. I just thought they were cute little embellishments, or ephemera maybe you would call that. And then I'll just clip this back onto here. And there's some more, is that, no, that's not clip art. I cut that out of one of the digitals. And then that's some more from the Stitch by Stitch that I've cut out and glued down. This was the clip art there though. And then here we have got a pull out thing that I made. Lace down there, and then this pretty image here. And then it opens up into some journal space. Now I'm pretty sure this this digital was a freebie on Rachel and Bella's Ko-fi page. I'm sure it was. So yeah, I thought that will go perfect with this journal. And again, this is just some more of that chiffon ribbon. I've used it so much since I've bought it. It's really good. I must get it in some different colours. It's really good for closures and things. I'll fix that after. And then on this side, we've got some more of that knitting and hand washing and rinsing it. And then this is just journal space here and some decoration. And the other side of that knitting pattern. And that's the end of that. We've just got a belly band here and this journal card that I've made to pop inside it. So yeah, that's the end of that journal. I hope you've enjoyed watching the flip through of it and enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope you can join me on my next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.